From the moment we enter the workforce, the instructions are identical. Wake up early, stay late, hustle harder. We are taught that wealth is the direct, guaranteed byproduct of relentless sacrifice, and that if you just never stop moving, you will eventually win. But look closely at the architects of actual wealth, the billionaires, the titans of industry. You rarely catch them sprinting. What if the real secret to their immense net worth isn't a 100-hour work week? What if their secret is exactly the opposite? Let's test the traditional theory. If heavy, grueling labor directly correlates to an overflowing bank account, then the richest people on Earth would be construction workers, deep-sea welders, and warehouse staff pulling double shifts. Statistically, they are not. Tying physical exhaustion to financial success creates a trap. It keeps you running in a loop, trading your energy to sustain a broken system. You end up generating wealth, but it rarely ends up in your own pocket. This diagram illustrates the standard economy, a direct trade of time for money. As sand drops, a coin appears. But you only have 24 hours. Once you hit your personal limit, the sand runs out, the coins stop, and earning potential hits zero. To accumulate serious capital, you have to break the hourglass. You have to locate a mechanism that generates revenue completely independent of the clock. This brings us to the concept of being lazy. For the ultra-wealthy, laziness does not mean apathy. It doesn't mean sitting on a couch. It is an intense, almost allergic reaction to unnecessary effort. Before they touch a project, they run an immediate audit. They look at the desired outcome and ask a single question. What is the absolute simplest, lowest friction path to get there? Think of this approach as strategic indolence. Most people try solving a maze by running through it as fast as possible, hitting every dead end. A strategic thinker does the heavy analytical work up front, steps back, and cuts straight through the walls to permanently eliminate the busy work. Society rewards busyness. We like the feeling of having a packed schedule because it mimics the feeling of progress. But the strategic mind strips away that ego. They refuse to do a task manually just to feel productive. When you strip away the performance of hustling, you are left with extreme efficiency. True laziness in this context is preserving your energy for the very few actions that actually move the needle. To replace yourself in the time for money equation, you have to utilize the 3 specific levers the wealthy use to scale: automate, delegate, and invest. Look at this autonomous loop. First lever, automate. Workflows run quietly in the background, sorting and processing. Second, delegate. Hire specialized skills, immediately multiplying your output capacity. Finally, invest. Deploy capital into assets that generate compounding returns while you sleep. Master these 3 components and you sever the cord. You stop being a laborer trading hours for a paycheck, and you become an architect designing systems that produce money on your behalf. Once the systems are in place, time becomes your most heavily guarded asset. Billionaires view an empty calendar not as a void to be filled, but as a strategic fortress. Every time you agree to a low-value meeting or a busy work project, you are actively burning the mental bandwidth required to build real wealth. The most powerful word in business is no. It protects your focus. You have to change how you measure your own success. Stop tracking the sheer volume of hours you sit at your computer. Start tracking the tangible magnitude of the results you produce. The free market is entirely indifferent to your stress levels. It does not care if you stayed up until 3 a.m. or if you broke a sweat. It only writes checks for the value of the final product. Chronic busyness is a symptom of terrible system design. Ruthless prioritization, saying no to almost everything, is the only reliable method to maximize your personal return on investment. The math of wealth changes when you prioritize scalable systems over personal stress and strategic logic over physical sweat. This lazy methodology builds a bank account while securing total time freedom. You gain the power to dictate exactly how you spend your life. Look at your own daily routine. Are you spending your 24 hours running on a treadmill that someone else built? Or are you taking the time to design a system that works for you? True financial freedom belongs to the people smart enough to stop grinding and start engineering. Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to keep working hard, or are you ready to start